Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Zaji, and today I want to share with you a little bit about some sewing things. In particular, we're going to be talking about all the things that I made in September. So just this past month, I made a few things, managed to sew up some personal projects, but I also wanted to share about some other things going on in my life, but we are most importantly going to be talking about the challenge that I'm hosting over on Instagram, where you can be one of 4 individuals to win a $50 Visa gift card from myself. And it is just a challenge about community, but we'll talk more about that in this video. So if you are interested in sewing things, sewing content, sewing patterns, any of that stuff, then I encourage you to not only subscribe to this channel, please turn on that notification bell so that you do not miss any future uploads from me. And with all that out of the way and done, let's get into this video. Oh my god, this is the first time that my handpiece is in a tattoo. And it's what? Tattoo on the brain? So September has been, or was, a really crazy month for me. I don't really know what was going on with the time. Like, I just feel like 24 hours is not enough. I found out that I am going to be a vendor at the Colorado Makers Market, which is at the end of November, but I am already preparing for it because this is the first kind of event where I'm selling in person. So there's lots of behind the scenes stuff that I've been working on, and since I am the sole employee at my own company, I do have quite a bit to kind of juggle and manage as far as that goes. So I have been doing a lot of sewing that's not for me personally, but I've also been doing a lot of computer work and like designing and things like that. So you will see more about that as I am able to share, but the event is going to be so exciting, and I've been throwing myself into that. But I have managed a few things, so I want to get into those and share what I made. So I did actually test a pattern for Little Lizard King this month. I tested the Tofino pattern, which is a cute dress pattern. I tested the children's size, obviously, because Nala's in the children's sizing. And I made this beautiful dress with Raspberry Creek Fabrics cotton Lycra. This was a print that they released with their back to school collection, so I'm not quite sure if you can still get this print. You may be able to. If so, I'll have it linked down below. If not, I'm sorry. But I could not pass this up. Now, you all know I'm not a huge fan of purple, but my daughter does love purple, and I can appreciate that people like purple. Okay, I can accept that. So I make her purple things whenever I can find them. But this has a cute little peach rose, purple rose, and it's in their kind of signature watercolor like floral design, which I love. But I made this dress with the hopes of it being the dress that Nala would wear for her picture day outfit, or as her picture day outfit. And we had a sweet little photo shoot right before she went to school to take pictures. She was really getting into it. She had such a blast at this photo shoot, and also it's such a beautiful lake, but she really loved this design. It's so swishy. She had such a fun time twirling around in this, and I honestly did not expect her to love it as much as she does, but I saw that and I had to go ahead and make her another one. So I did make another Tofino. That one I actually just put into the wash because she wore it last week, but it's kind of like her Halloween dress. So there are lots of events kind of going on around this time of year, pumpkin patches and things like that, kind of Halloween themed. And I wanted her to be able to have something that would be a little bit more casual than her actual costume, because we got her an Elsa costume because my daughter is obsessed with Frozen. She just thinks the freezing powers are just so cool, and so we got her an Elsa costume. I did not make it. I'm not really huge into Halloween, but my daughter is so excited about Halloween this year. So we're indulging on a lot of Halloween themed things, and instead of her wearing the same costume, I decided that I would make her this dress. Now this fabric, and I'll have it on the screen, is one that I actually was gifted from a lovely sew friend. So I'm not actually sure where this fabric came from. I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. But it is such a beautiful print, and if anybody knows where this print comes from or where there's like a similar print or something like that, please leave it down below so that I can pin the comment and other people can find it if they're interested. But I thought it was such a cute print. It's got mermaids, cats, which my daughter loves, and I just thought it was so fun and Halloween-y, and so I made her a Tofino with long sleeves this time, because the other one has elbow length sleeves. And I did get her little cat ears and a little cat tail or cat ears, like a little headband and a cat tail, and she can wear that and be a cat for Halloween or Halloween time, and we'll just have her have like some black tights or something on underneath. And I just thought it would be so great for this time of year, so that worked out perfectly. So those were my two things that I kind of did with that. And I believe I can't remember. It might be the middle of September that I worked on those. I just recently finished that dress maybe a couple days ago. Yeah, like a couple days ago. And so now we're going to get into the things for me. So this next thing that I'm going to talk about is actually a project that I've had mostly done for a while, but had been putting off hemming it for a really long time. And I'm actually not sure, because this wasn't even a project that had a really long hem. So what, I don't know what happened there. It just took me a bit. Okay. And I remember like I don't know, I can't even remember what video it was, but I had talked about how I had finished this, but now I actually have taken pictures and everything, so happy to report that I have finally finished my Papercut Patterns Axis skirt. And it's super long pencil, so cute. This skirt, okay, and now I'm like super duper mad that it took me so long, but it is perfect for fall. You all know that I love this Bizet linen that I got from Melanated, and it is such a perfect fall color and fall shade. It fits in perfectly with my whole fall wardrobe because everything goes with burnt orange in my eyes, because burnt orange is a neutral in my wardrobe. If you didn't know, I wear loads of orange. I love this shade of orange in general. So this shelf right here, you can't really see it, but it's basically all fabrics with orange in it. But like I said, orange is a neutral in my wardrobe. I know that's not the case for everyone, but burnt orange for me is just hard eyes every single day. So I'm really happy to have this as a nice bottom to be able to wear in this time of year. Now the Axis skirt has a slit on the front, and I did the split true as the pattern calls for it. I didn't change anything with the construction in this skirt. I made it basically exactly how they have it written. If you didn't know, I did hack the bodice part of this dress into being a crop top, and I have so many fun plans for how I'm going to be styling this or wearing that crop with my fall wardrobe. So I'm really okay. Anyways, I did finish this skirt. I love it. I could not have a better make to talk about in fall time than this one. I'll have loads of fall things to talk about, but this is such an exciting project to have done because I love skirts. If you didn't know, I am obsessed with skirts and dresses. That's kind of like my thing. They are so much more comfortable than pants. They're so much easier to make than pants. They're so much easier to fit than pants. It's just, skirts in my eyes are just so great. And usually they don't have very many pieces. Okay, anyways. I like skirts. I like this skirt very much. This linen is super beautiful. I'll have it linked down below. I'm not sure if they have any more of the burnt orange in stock, but if they do, I will have it linked for you. And yeah. Axis skirt. Made that. Gonna move on. Okay, so this next thing that I'm going to talk about is actually a pattern from McCall's. It's Carol McCall's, or McCall's 8151, and it's a skirt. I know, 2 skirts in one video. But I love skirts. I think they're so much more comfortable than like everything else and all other options. I mean, fitting skirts are a lot easier, and also I usually don't have to make any adjustments to skirt patterns because that's just how my body is. It's just great. I like skirts. They're my fave. So I'm happy to add another favorite pattern that I now have tested and tried, and I know that I would 100% recommend to loads of you out there if you are interested in this style. This pattern is fairly easy to put together. There is not really many fiddly bits except for maybe the invisible zipper. If you're not quite comfortable working with zippers, then that might give you a little bit of trouble because it is a couple of different layers. And if you're using viscose, obviously it's a little bit more slippery, so might have some issues there, but honestly, I think that you got this. If you like this design, give it a go. I don't feel like there's anything in here that would be terribly difficult for you to manage. It has this really cool yoke on the top, which gives a ruched effect when you wear it. One thing I will say is that this ruched part is not really like tacked down in any way, and I have been thinking whether or not I want to tack it down in some spots, just because with a fabric that's this drapey, I feel like I have to position it the way I want it on my body when I wear it. And that's kind of something that I noticed I fiddled around, or I have fiddled around with quite a bit when I do wear it. So I don't know, that might be something I change, but I will add all of the information about this pattern and everything. I'll have it linked down below because I did write a blog post about this design. The fabric that I used is from Minerva.com. It was gifted to me. This is John Kaldor Fernando viscose fabric, the black and gray variation. Super beautiful print. I think that this print just really works so well in my wardrobe because I do wear lots of orange. Even though this is a black and gray print, which is not something that I usually go for or something that I usually like to add into my wardrobe, where it doesn't have any other colors with it. I prefer things that have some sort of bright element or pop, and this fabric has just the slightest sliver of a beautiful brown shading almost that runs through the fronds on this pattern, because these are like palm fronds, something like that, like an abstract palm frond, I guess. But they're so beautiful. Like, it adds to the motion so much because this print is quite busy. There's kind of a lot going on with it. So when it's moving around, it's mesmerizing to look at. I'm obsessed with this skirt. I have been swishing around in it for the past couple days. And I will probably have the video up where I was just like, oh my god, this is the swishiest and best thing I've ever put on. And it is. So I'm really happy to have made this pattern. This was actually in a haul video, and I'll have it linked down below and up above if you're interested in checking out the haul where I purchased this skirt, but I knew I wanted to make it. I knew I wanted to make it, and I'm happy that I finally have, and I recommend anybody who's interested in this style to put it on your to make list because it is so fun to wear and not too difficult to put together. So those are the two skirts that I made for myself. I also have one more thing I want to share, and then we'll get into talking about Let's Sew Fall and all that good stuff. Oh my god, okay, so yeah. So the last thing I have to share is something that's actually quite exciting. I did my first kind of sew along, or kind of sew with me, sew along type video, and I made this sweater. So I'm going to have a picture of it up on the side here for you to check out, but oh my god. This is my first sew along, and I am still quite nervous to put it up because I just am. There's loads of things that I want to definitely improve with this process and everything, but the only way that I'm going to learn what I like and I don't like and improve is to start somewhere and move forward. So I finally recorded one, and I thought starting with a pattern that's a little bit on the easy side like this one is would be really helpful for me and for you all, so I can kind of work on these as I can, because I recognize that people really love to watch those, myself included, and I love a lot of patterns that I have in my lineup for the next couple months really, and I would love to also kind of walk you through making them as I'm making them and share with you the methods that I use, which I find actually do differ from the patterns quite often. I do choose to make my garments in a different way than they are instructed to be made, and a lot of you are quite interested in that, and I also just am really excited about doing this sort of content. So if it is already up, I will have it linked and down below and up above, and if it isn't, then it'll be coming out soon. Bear with me, I might be really struggling with the editing of that video. So this is the pattern that I made. This is Simplicity 9275, I believe. And it is a top pattern. So several different tops. It's a knit pattern. It has a couple different variations, and I just love this design. I think it's so perfect for fall time and for winter time, depending on what kind of fabric you use. And because it does have a variation of sleeve lengths, you could also make it in short sleeves and wear it during the summertime too. I think it's a pretty good staple pattern to have, and one that I can definitely see myself coming back to because I really like the finish of this design and I think it's real cute. So I did talk about making this pattern already, and I'll put that haul up where I talked about it. So you can see the other patterns that I shared, but this beautiful sweater is made with Lady McElroy Slub sweater knit. It is a beautiful, I don't know why I keep trying to do that. I'm gonna have pictures up so you can see it, but it's so soft. It's incredibly soft. Like, this fabric feels so comfortable against the skin. Now this is like a polyester blend, so it's not actual wool like a real wool sweater, but it is quite warm. So I'm quite pleased with this sweater knit. It actually presses pretty well. I didn't have any issues working with it with my serger as usual. So this is the first garment that I have a sew along on, and it's also the first one that I've used my cover stitch on in like several months. I haven't switched my cover lock over to the cover stitch function in months. I think the last time I did that was actually when I made another McCall's dress. I won't talk about that because I need to be doing that. It's actually not very difficult. I just have been very lazy. So I switched it over for you all so I can have a really nice finished sweater, and I like it. I like this sweater a lot. It's such a cute fit. It's really a nice casual top. So yeah, that is the last thing that I made. That's the most recent thing that I have, but I have loads of things planned for this coming month as soon as I'm able to move my hand around and really get into working with my yarn and my fabrics again. I think I just have like another day or so till it'll be okay for me to start doing stuff with my hand. But I did get a hand tattoo, and I know lots of you will notice, and yeah, I just have wanted to have my hand tattooed in this way since I was probably 16 years old, and I'm super excited to finally have done it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Loads of people in my life have really kind of like shamed me for saying that I wanted that, but I understand that there's definitely a negative connotation that comes with people who are tattooed on their hands. But if you didn't know, I have loads of visible tattoos already, so I'm definitely not clean cut, and I definitely am not getting away with that anymore, but whatever. I'm super excited to have this tattoo, and I've got loads of things on my to-do list, and so I'm really excited to share all of those things with you coming up. Hopefully I'll get a couple more sew-alongs in here. I don't know how often I'll be doing those, but they're actually quite fun to share, especially when I do change the construction methods. It's a really great place to come back to. And I've got a few patterns that I already know that I've hinted at making. A couple of you have already requested a few of them that are in my lineup. So if there are any patterns that you want to see me make, you can leave those down below as well. Or on any of the pattern hauls I have on my page, you're more than welcome to leave a comment and let me know that you want to see it. And if you see someone who's written a comment, give it a thumbs up if you also want to see a sew along or whatnot with that particular pattern as well. And you know, I'll gauge what things I should get into based off of that. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Let's Sew Fall. Okay, so last year I started a contest slash challenge. It's really just kind of more so a challenge to everybody. In 2020, it was just so crazy. There was loads going on. The world as we know it really changed. Loads of people were impacted negatively by everything going on with the COVID-19 pandemic, and I wanted to make something where we could kind of connect, and I wanted really so to connect with my followers on Instagram and connect them to other makers that also participated. And I know that lots of you all who did participate met lots of other really great makers on Instagram and maybe found me through this challenge as well. But I had such a blast getting to know loads of you, messaging me, talking to me, sharing with me your makes. And I know it's really hard to sit down with your machine and sew something up when there is just so much going on in the world. But I really wanted to create a place where we could just come and talk about sewing things and sewing and finishing our sewing projects and celebrating with each other. It was awesome last year to do that. So I wanted to do that again with you all. So if you're interested, I will have all of the rules and everything in the Instagram post linked. It'll be the very top link for you to check out if you want to enter. I am having 4 prizes this year, and they're all $50 Visa gift cards. So I think it's a really great opportunity to get a little bit of sewing money, but also having a little bit of camaraderie behind it. There's no pressure. This contest is open all the way until the end of November, so you have plenty of time to get something made and share it with me on the very basis of you just started after October 1st. So I'm really excited. I really love it. All of the rules, like I said, will be linked in the post down below, or I guess the description box down below. It'll be the first link there, and you'll be able to enter to win. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to meet loads of you and see what you're making for fall. Really, it's a guilty excuse for everybody to tag me in all their fall stuff so I could just be in the mood all fall long, you know? Fall's my time. It's literally my time. I love the time of fall. So I love celebrating it, and I'm really happy to celebrate it with all of my sew friends as well. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. We are definitely going to be talking more about Let's Sew Fall as I am making fall stuff and sharing those with you. So just thought I would mention that if you're thinking of some ideas or wanting some ideas of some fall type things to sew up or some recommendations, I do have all of my picks from Simplicity and McCall's linked down below and up above for you to check out. So those have loads of other fall type patterns. It could be anything for any size. It could be for adults, for children. It could be for your dog. As long as you sewed up a garment, it is eligible to be a part of Let's Sew Fall 2021, which is my challenge where you can win one of 4 $50 Visa gift cards. So yeah, just wanted to talk about that at the end of this video and kind of steer you in that direction. And I didn't want to leave you all hanging on YouTube when I do have this contest going on Instagram as well. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you will enter Let's Sew Fall 2021. Let me know if there's any sew-alongs, as I mentioned, that you would like for me to do. If there's any patterns in particular you would like to see me make up that I have talked about on this channel. So if in any of the pattern hauls I've talked about it, I'm game to make it. So yeah. That's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.